right, guys, welcome to Matt Chat Live Dailies. And man, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to share a few things with you. One, I tried to do our feature launch today of a flight school with my buddy Bill Dolan, complete fail. So I take full responsibility for that. We had a bad internet connection today. So instead of trying to just recoup from that, we just decided to go ahead and relaunch for next Monday. So stay tuned. It'll be the same time slot, Monday at 10:30 in the morning. So for those of you that did join in, I got a few messages from folks. I appreciate that. So thanks for being a part of the first episode. And we'll overcome those technical difficulties and have a better launch for next week. Super excited about it too. Bill had some fantastic stuff he shared today, and I thought you'd really enjoy the conversation. We talked about in our feature episode here, our launch actually of the show. We talked about a few things about 5 pillars in your life, having purpose, understanding what your purpose is, and how you're supposed to do things in your existence in life. And it was pretty good. So we'll do that again next week, and it'll be even better. All right. So coming on today with Matt Chat Live Dailies. I usually come in and give you guys some information about things that are happening through the week, things that have happened last week or whatnot. So pretty amazing stuff. I'm pretty excited that I think it was about Friday. I put out an article on LinkedIn. If you get a chance on LinkedIn, check it out. I did an article that was based on statistics with business, things that are happening in the world right now. And towards the end of that article, I alluded to something that that when I was writing, it really sparked in me big. And I put a hashtag in there about Be the Difference 2020. So since that time has happened, I've had many people that have heard about it, and we've talked and are coming on board with a movement that we're launching now called Be the Difference 2020. All right, so there's a website, and it's bethedifference2020.today. So bethedifference2020.today is the website. That's a work in progress right now, but it is up and running. It's live. So what we're going to do is have an opportunity for you to be the difference in 2020. The first part of our year, 2020, the first month and a half, first 2 months were okay. I mean, we had kind of this expectancy of something to happen. It's 2020. It's this whole brand new time where everybody's just kind of excited and ready to launch into the world. And then, come towards March or April, we hit coronavirus, and it just really put the brakes on a lot of things for a lot of people. And in the midst of that, there's also opportunities that people found to really launch some things as well. So there's a lot of bad things that happen. There's some good things that have happened, but predominantly there's this fear, this uncertainty, this feeling, right, that most people have been going through in the world with Corona, and wondering kind of what's next, kind of a thing. So my thought is that there's some things that'll be great next. That's what's next. How about we end this year fantastic? How about we end this year with equipping other people to do things they didn't think they could do? Right. So there's some fantastic content creators here on LinkedIn, some incredible speakers, some great minds that share phenomenal information every day on LinkedIn. And I'm fortunate enough to know several of them. And some folks are coming together with me already. And we're going to start sharing things with the world so that you can be the difference. We'll empower, right, each other. And as we empower each other with things, now I'm not talking about that I have books and ebooks stuff. I'm going to say, look, here's a free book for you to read and blah, blah, blah. No, we're talking about like, what's the core of who you are? So for example, a lot of times in life, when we are good at something and we've got it in drive, you have what's called an unconscious competence. It means that you're extremely competent in what you do, but you're not even really thinking about it. It's just in pilot, right? It's in autopilot. And it's like breathing. You don't think, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, right? You don't think about that. It's an unconscious competence. It's something you just do. But then to actually explain to somebody, how do you breathe? Well, I don't know. You just kind of, you bring in some air, and then you kind of let it out, sometimes faster, sometimes slower, depending on what you're doing, right? So it's important to be able to express what that unconscious competence is, making a conscious competence. Now, for those people that are in autopilot, that are doing some fantastic things in the world, they have great products and great things. That's fantastic. That's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about the unconscious competence, becoming a conscious competence, and that conscious competence shared with the world. That sounds like a really big, crazy thing. But what I'm saying is the core of who we are is what makes the difference. And to be the difference, we share that with the world. All right. There's also other aspects of that. That would be people that are in the industries. So for example, airline industries are down 96% of their revenue in business this year. 96% dive. If you go back to that article on LinkedIn, you'll see some of the statistics that I put out there that shows you that. And you have to see one graph that I put on there that lines up 2019 with 2020. 2019's in black, 2020 in blue. And just looking at that graph, I mean, it's obviously huge difference. So consequently, for me as a guy who could travel and go speak in other countries, international speaking, I can't do that right now because it's not available. Things are getting ready to loosen up. I put that in an article as well, that there are some restrictions being loosened so that we can start traveling again, but there are still restrictions. There's 4 levels of those restrictions, and that's inside the article as well. But in the meantime, for folks like me that travel and go speak and share what they have with other people in the world, you can't do that. Well, a couple things happen. One, the airlines aren't getting paid for an airline ticket. The people that work for the airlines aren't getting paid because there's nobody to fly in the planes. There's no hotels getting people that used to come and stay there. There's nobody working at the hotels. They have jobs because they can't keep people employed for nobody that's showing up. The food industry, the blah, 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 it goes on and on and on and on. This big domino effect, right? So if we can work together to help make some impact inside of certain industries, all of them be fantastic, but it's going to be very difficult unless this gets really big, which is fantastic. Then you can help me out to do this, right? Then we can make a major impact in these industries that are struggling, for example, with airline industries, just a great, big, huge example. Because look, we all like to travel. We all like to go some places. There's some folks that don't like to fly, but in the most population of the world, people that do fly enjoy the opportunity. You get there much faster. It's safer. It's easier. All that kind of stuff, right? So, thinking about an industry like that, how can we help impact and be the difference in the airline industry, right? They're there to serve us. And how can we help make it better for the airline industry? And then if we do that, then we're also making a difference for hospitality and for service industries, and I mean all kinds of things like that. So I'm working on all the basics of that right now. It'll become more prevalent on the website over the next week. You'll see more detail and more clarity. I'm flying at 50,000 feet right now with this vision, and I'm working on landing that plane. So here's the thing. If there's anybody watching today that is interested in being a part of Be the Difference 2020, I hope all of you are. But if you have a skill, talent, ability, if you have an audience and a reach, if you have some people in the industry that you work with closely, that you're like, how can we make a difference? Like anybody like that. If you're also somebody that works with behind the scenes stuff here with communication, social media, internet, things of those natures, I need as many people as possible to be a part of this to make it as effective as possible. So that's hashtag Be the Difference 2020. And the website is BeTheDifference2020.today. Be the Difference 2020.today. Give me a chance to figure that out. All right, so that will be updated more throughout the week. I have a temporary landing page right now there for the website, but I'm working on another site that will launch simultaneously here sometime in the near future. All right, so if you want to be a part of Be the Difference 2020, I'd love to have you. So just message me wherever you're seeing me here. If you're on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube watching this live today, I'd love for you to come comment well, I'd love for you to comment. First of all, I'd love to see what you think and what you feel about it. And if you'd like to be a part, message me. Now, when I say be a part, I mean if you have an absolute chance to do something. Now, if you're also a person that says, I want to help, but I don't know how to help. I'm struggling. I don't have ability to do this. I don't have ability to do that. Then, maybe you do have something you can do to help. Maybe we can help empower you to do something else. This might be your chance to shine. I think it is. That's what this is all about. So if you're interested in that as well, just hit me up. Message me at any one of these links from LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube, and I'd love to chat with you about it here over the next week or two as we launch this whole thing. So it'll start coming together a bit more solidly over the next couple of weeks. This again on Matt Chat Live Dailies, a chance for you to kind of get some of the news of things that I'm going through, some of the things I'm experiencing, and some of the things I'd like to share with you, which is that. So, okay, the two thing, Flight School will relaunch next week, Monday at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. All right. Tomorrow, I'll be on an episode of the Pirate Broadcast with Russ Johns. So I'm going to be on his show tomorrow. That's going to be at 10:30 in the morning again, and that'll be 7:30 Pacific time. So I'm pretty excited about being on a show with him again tomorrow, and we'll have more details about Be the Difference tomorrow as well. So in the meantime, I surely do appreciate y'all, and we've got a bunch of things coming this week that I'm going to be focusing on how to be the difference. So all of my content this week will be geared towards that. And if you're having difficulties with overcoming some obstacles right now, where so many people are, I totally get it. You're definitely not achieving your number one goal. You want to get there, but it's just like there's too many obstacles in the way to even achieve this goal right now. And an abundant life, I'm pretty happy, but I'm not living abundantly because I have these other things that are just here in my way. If that's you, man, I really want to talk to you. I mean, that's one of the things that I do with my coaching, with my consulting, to help businesses that are struggling like that, to help individuals that are trying to find their thing to try to get through. Some of you that have gone through things here through Corona and have lost what you were doing, and you're trying to pick up the pieces. You know, this is a great opportunity for you to start with a clean slate and move forward. What does that look like? It's kind of hard when you're so consumed by the mess that you're in, sometimes to see outside of it. And a third party, somebody can come in and take a look from the outside in, can be very, very beneficial. And I'd love to help you out with that. So I do two things. One, that's my coaching program called The Flip, which stands for faith, legacy, identity, and purpose. Faith, do you have faith in yourself? Faith that what you're standing on is going to work? Do you believe in something bigger than yourself? Legacy. Are you living one right now? Do you have something that you're doing that you could pass on, that if you were to die, or God forbid, or you just changed gears and moved a different direction, can you hand the baton off to somebody else and they say, perfect, we're going to keep on running with it? That's legacy. Identity. Are you someone who's on LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube? Are you a speaker, an influencer? Are you a husband, a father, a son, a daughter? Are you a fill in the blank with all the titles? Is that your identity? Because if it is, then when stuff like this happens with Corona, it really crushes you bad. But if it's not, then you understand who you are and whose you are, then the identity part is completely different. And the lastly would be purpose. With understanding the core of who you are, where you're solidly standing, believe it's something bigger than yourself, the legacy and identity part figured out, then we move into purpose, where you can really launch into what you're supposed to do and what you're called to do on this planet. All right, so that's the flip. And then also, if you're just interested in some one-on-one coaching, I do have that availability as well to help people through circumstances, situations, through business, through ideas to how to do some marketing or branding or different areas with your business or your brand. We can work through those things as well. There's a lot of people thinking about a lot of different things right now. And I can promise you there's some fantastic people out there that are offering incredible programs. Some of them have an incredible price tag on them, and some others not so bad. I like to say that mine is where it stretches you a bit to be able to be committed to what you're doing. But at the same time, I'm not here to jump a double comma club or to say I got a yacht off of my coaching program with you. No, I just want to help you. So if that's you today, feel free to contact me again. Message me at any one of these three places: Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. All right. So moving on this week, we're going to jump into Be the Difference 2020. I'm so excited about that. And then, of course, the launch of our show, Flight School, which will be landing next Monday at 10:30 in the morning. And then tomorrow at 10:30, I'll be on live with Russ Johns on the Pirate Broadcast. All right. It's going to be pretty much a blast tomorrow as well. Love him. And he's got this nice little white beard thing going on. Mine's almost white. My kids are really helping to change this thing up. You know, it's been kind of crazy. Also, I'll talk a little bit about the beard here in the next few days, because I think that you may be seeing some things change with my beard over a period of time here. Also, I forgot my book. God's Got This, my book. Pretty soon, we're going to be doing a relaunch with God's Got This 2.0, and my new book will be coming out shortly. I'm pretty excited about that too. All right, folks, thank you so much for being here today. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow when we do Matt Chat Live Dailies. I'll come on right after my show with Russ, and we'll have a blast. All right, so here's a little look at the intro one more time for our show Flight. All right, super stoked again to share that with you. That's coming up next week, Monday at 10:30 in the morning, and we will have a fantastic new show ready for you to go, and everything will be perfect. I guarantee you, it'll be a blast. All right, so thank you again so much. Again, if you need me, feel free to reach out. You can message me here where you're seeing me on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube. And until the next time, don't forget, if there's a dark moment in your life, if there's a place where you think things are uncertain, there will always be a hope revealed. Guarantee you. God bless you.